Have you ever wondered why some rental properties make investors wealthy while others become financial disasters? I personally bought such homes, both kind. The ones that were a drag on my life and the ones that could redefine the meaning of smooth sailing, like over there. What's crazy is that two houses that can look almost identical, same number of bedrooms, same square footage, same price, yet one becomes a cash flow machine and the other becomes a constant headache. Nobody wants headaches. And the difference often comes down to one factor, not the kitchen, not the roof, not even the interest rate. Today, I'm going to reveal what I believe is the number one factor when buying a rental property. Number one. And here's the interesting part. Most beginner investors completely overlook it. In fact, many experienced investors overlook it too. I have made this mistake myself and it costed me money. So, before you buy your next rental property or your first one, watch this entire video because this one factor can impact your cash flow, appreciation, tenant quality, vacancy rate, maintenance cost, and ultimately whether you build wealth or frustration. Let's get into it. And nobody wants frustration. Hey everyone, if you don't know me or are new to my channel, my name is Vikram Chopra. I was an investment banker turned broker in the greater Charlotte metropolitan area where I live and invest, and I help other investors reach the financial goals through real estate investing. Chapter 1, the growth. When most people start looking for rental properties, they focus on the house. They obsess over the granite countertops. They worry about paint colors. They spend hours looking at flooring. They get excited about renovating bathrooms. And to be fair, none of those things are not important. Even I love to look at granite countertops, nice paints, nice kitchens, nice floorings. I think to myself, boy, later on, I'm going to save so much money because I don't have to get anything done in this house, isn't it? But they are not the most important thing. Do you know why? Because let me ask you something. Would you rather own the nicest house in a declining area or an average house in a growing area? Most beginners choose the first option. Successful investors choose the second option. And that brings us to the number one factor. Location, location, and location. Now, before you click away and say everyone says location, stay with me because most people don't actually understand what location means. This is an amazing location. Do you really think it's worth investing in an area like this? Location isn't about whether the area looks nice. It's much deeper than that. And once you understand this, you will evaluate rental properties completely differently. Let me tell you a story. When I bought my first rental property back in 2011, I thought I was being smart. The house looked great, the numbers looked decent, the price seemed attractive. But I spent very little time studying the neighborhood. I was focused on the property itself. Thankfully, that investment worked out and I was an out-of-state investor. All the more risk for me. I made a video on the things you need to check if you plan to buy out of state. Check it out here. But later I realized something. The reason it worked wasn't because of the house. It was because of the area was improving. The jobs were coming in. People were moving in there. Demand was increasing. The location did most of the heavy lifting, not me, not the property. The location. And that's a lesson many investors don't learn until years later. Everyone knows what U-Haul is, right? People carry their stuff in U-Haul trucks when they move. U-Haul yearly produces an index. It shows the growth metros and the cities within the US. I was reading that index the other day. Check this out. Number 4 metro in that list is Charlotte. If you're not in Charlotte, you can't even imagine to begin the growth that's happening here. So many big banks are coming to this town. So many companies are moving their HQs to Charlotte. So many people are moving in here. By the way, if you're a beginner or an investor and are looking for guidance on how to get started in real estate investing, feel free to book a 20-minute free phone call with me. Link in the description below. Here's something that surprises people. Tenants don't rent houses, they rent locations. Think about it. My first job was in Torrance, Southern California at Honda, the car company. I moved to California, didn't have a place to stay on day one, so stayed with a friend in Culver City. Oh my God! That traffic every morning from Culver City to Torrance was killing me. All lanes on 405 were bumper to bumper. I was in my early 20s. That is not the life I had imagined for myself. I wanted to move out of Culver City ASAP. When I was looking for the apartment in Torrance, I didn't say I want a beige house with granite countertops. Hell no! Most tenants want to be near their workplace. They want good schools. They need a safe neighborhood. I want to be close to shopping. I want a shorter commute. Those are location decisions, not house decisions. The property simply supports the location, and that's a huge distinction. Now, here is where things get really interesting. Not all locations are equal. In fact, some locations can make even mediocre property look amazing, perform very well. My house, where I live right now in Charlotte, is a mediocre house. I'm not shy to say that. It's a bit old, not as big and beautiful as the other houses in the neighborhood. Yes, that is true. But it is in the best location in southern Charlotte, and some locations can ruin beautiful properties. I've seen investors buy fully renovated homes in declining neighborhoods. What's the point? Everything looks perfect. Fresh paint, new roof, modern kitchen, luxury flooring, and they still struggled. Why? Because the location was working against them. The tenant pool was shrinking. Nobody wants to move in a declining area. No! The area wasn't attracting new residents. Demand wasn't growing, and when demand isn't growing, investing becomes pointless. It becomes much harder. Don't do it. I made a video in places near Charlotte where you can still find deals to buy investment properties. You can check it out here. Chapter 2, the economic activity. So what should you actually look for? Let's break it down. The first thing is population growth. People vote with their feet. If people are moving into an area, pay attention, because where people go, money follows. Businesses follow, development follows, infrastructure follows, rental demand follows. That is why I spent so much time studying growth trends. A growing city can forgive a lot of investing mistakes. A shrinking city often exposes every investing mistake. And here is the question I always ask. Will more people want to live here in 5 years from now than today? If the answer is a yes, I keep looking. If the answer is a no, I become very cautious. But population growth alone isn't enough. There has to be second thing, that's called the job growth. This might actually be the hidden engine behind everything, because tenants need jobs, and not just jobs, good jobs, stable jobs, growing jobs. When employers are leaving, housing demands often weakens. Think about it. A new company brings in 500 employees. Those employees need places to live. Some buy houses, many rent, and suddenly the rental demand increases. Now imagine 10 companies doing that. That's how entire markets transform. Here's a question many investors never ask. What industries drive the local economy? This matters a lot. If an area depends only on one employer, that's risky. If it depends on one industry, then that's risky. Diversification matters just like in investing. A healthy local economy usually has multiple industries creating jobs for them. Healthcare, technology, education, finance, manufacturing, government. A diversified economy tends to be more resilient, and resilience matters when markets get tough. I did a simple Google search on growth markets in America. Guess what? Charlotte was in there. That's why if you're planning to invest money in real estate, go ahead and book that 20-minute free phone call with me. Chapter 3, schools. Have you ever been to IKEA? Outside the children's section, it says, people we love the most. It is true, isn't it? Now let's talk about schools. Even if you don't have children, even if your tenants don't have children, schools still matter a lot, because good schools attract families. Families often stay longer. Longer stays usually mean lower turnover. Lower turnover often means lower expenses, and lower expenses means better returns. I have seen investors ignore school districts because they personally don't care about schools. That is a mistake. Remember, you're buying based on what the tenants value, not what you value. That's a huge mindset shift. Many of you know that I still have one property in Chicago, and that townhome is in the best school district, and that townhome also has one additional full bathroom. A family moved in there about 6 years ago. Their younger kid was in elementary school. Guess what? They're not moving out till the younger one graduates high school. See, that's an easy 10 years. And the loan duration was 20 years on that house. If the tenant family happens to have an oops, maybe guess what? They'll be funding my first class flight tickets to every quarter, that also to Europe. And here's something even more important: safety. You can renovate a kitchen, you can replace a roof, you can install new floorings, but you can't personally change the neighborhood crime trends. This is one reason location matters so much. Some factors are outside your control, and smart investors understand the difference between problems they can solve and problems they cannot solve. The best investment homes often involves fixing things you can control. The worst investment homes are those that involve fighting things you can't control. What if I told you that the two investors could buy identical homes and could have completely different outcomes? One builds wealth, one struggles. Why? Because one bought in the path of growth, the other bought in the path of decline. That's the power of location. That's why come to Charlotte. And if you're still watching, the next point may be the most valuable one in this entire video. Chapter 4. The future. Look for future growth, not just the current growth. This is where opportunities are often found. Many investors buy after an area becomes popular. The smart money often arrives before everyone else. So, what clues should you watch? New roads, new shopping centers, new hospitals, new schools, new employers, infrastructure investment, large redevelopment. These can all signal future demand. The keyword is future. Real estate rewards people who think ahead, not people who react late. Look at Austin in Texas. Perfect example. I'm not even kidding. Elon Musk has completely changed the face of the entire state of Texas because of Austin. First, it was that Tesla factory that he moved from California to Texas, and then came SpaceX, and I'm sure so many other companies have followed him from California to Texas by now. He has become a trillionaire. I don't even know how many zeros are in that big, huge number. When I evaluate a market, I ask a simple question: what is happening here that will make the area more desirable 5 years from now? Notice I didn't say next month or next quarter. I said 5 years. Real estate is a long game, and long-term thinking creates advantages. Too many investors focus only on today's numbers. The best investors focus on tomorrow's demand. That's why if you have questions, concerns, doubts, go ahead and book the 20-minute free phone call with me. Chapter 4, appreciation. Let's talk about appreciation for a moment, because everyone loves appreciation. And guess what drives appreciation? Location. Growing demand, limited supply, economic growth, population growth, job growth. These factors are tied directly to a location. A property can appreciate because you can renovate it, but significant long-term appreciation often comes from the market forces, and these market forces are heavily influenced by location. I've said this in some other video. The most important alphabet in real estate investing is T. T as in Texas. In real estate, T stands for time and tenants. These are the two most important factors when you run your business. The tenants will pay you rent, which is like oxygen for your business. You need oxygen. You pay down the mortgage with that rent. The other T is time. As time goes by, your tenant is helping you pay down your loan. The house is appreciating. It's going up in value. And that is what you want. Chapter 5, the mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes. Hey, I've been in this business for 16 years now. I still make a million mistakes. And one of them is falling in love with a property. Never fall in love with the property. Fall in love with the numbers. Fall in love with the location. Fall in love with the strategy. But don't fall in love with the house. Because emotions can be expensive, and investing should be based on logic, not excitement. I want to ask my investor friends, do you know people in your town, maybe your friends, who are more successful than you are in real estate investing? I know such people here in Charlotte. Why do their properties keep performing well? Why do their values keep increasing? Why do the rents keep increasing for their properties? Sometimes it's skills, but often they are simply buying in a market with strong fundamentals. The location is doing much of the work, and that is something you can learn to identify. Chapter 6, the takeaway points. If you forgot everything else from this video, remember this: the one factor when buying a real estate property is location. Not because it's a cliche, not because everyone else says it, but because location impacts nearly everything. The tenant quality, the vacancy rate, the rent growth, the property appreciation, the resale value, the maintenance challenges, future demand, long-term wealth creation, everything. Location touches all of it. And here's the biggest lesson I've learned after years of investing. Great properties in weak locations often struggle. Average properties in great locations often thrive. We all want a thriving business. That's not always true, but it's true often enough that smart investors pay attention, very close attention. Because when you get the location right, many other pieces become easier. Not easy, just easier, and easier matters. And if you think you can retire on real estate income, go ahead and watch my video on the real cost of retiring on rental properties. So until next time, this is Vikram signing off. Good luck, goodbye, and go earn your freedom by getting started in this business and ensuring that the property that you buy is in the best location.